107 days in, and 207 comes to the currency reset. It comes to the currency exchange. It comes to the Trump's reset. It comes to the quantum reset. It comes to the military reset. The eternal life reset. The eternal life exchange. Reset is 67, which is Germaine, as in the Saint Germaine Trust. So, could be Germaine. Well, the currency. The Germaine currency. There you go. How about that? The Germaine currency 207. So, anyway. There's two films that have been out recently. One is called Bring Her Back, and it's a horror, and I'm not a fan of horrors, so I put off watching it. And then there was another one I did see, which I spoke about a few weeks ago, a month or two ago, and I don't recommend anyone to watch it. It was 28 years later. Now, what happened 28 years ago in regards to Bring Her Back? It's amazing how like all genres are pointing towards what's coming. So Bring Her Back in numbers comes to 98. 9 plus 8 is 17Q. Whose funeral service was at 9:08 in the morning back in September 6th, or on September 6th, 1997? Diana's. Now there's probably some hard-hitting things in that film, but I'm trying to watch it tonight, and there's this kind of weird demonic character that I've managed to avoid at the movies, but they appear, and this one in particular, and came and sat right next to me, and I was like, okay, I'm going back up. I'm going away from the bleachers down at the bottom up to the top. And then the first minute or so of the film, I was like, no, I'm not watching this, so I just left. So maybe I did enough just to get the title of the film. And Diana was in 1997. Which is 28 years ago. And that film 28 years later came out. And that's gross. That's a rough film. I wouldn't advise anyone to watch that either. But it's interesting that both of those things have been in the public consciousness. And August 31st is the day that she was swapped over into witness protection. August 29th is Judgment Day, which is 261. And August 31st is also 261. The Heineken Dutch Grand Prix, I think it's Heineken Dutch Grand Prix. Heineken Dutch comes to 127, the Ace of Spades. That's in the F1 film. But I think it's the way they show it in the film is Heineken Dutch Grand Prix. That comes to 238. 238 comes to 1997. So in Terminator 2, when Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator is Trump plus Vance, 133 simulation. I Love White. Government. White House. Arnold Schwarzenegger became The Apprentice, didn't he? Took over President Trump's TV show, but it didn't last, I think, more than one season. Although Boy George was in it, and he's been in the A-Team. And he's also a fan of Melania Trump. So I've wondered about Boy George. I think he might be a sleeping white hat. We'll see. I think he must know stuff, though. So if you're watching George, get in touch. Come a Chameleon Culture Club, you know. Church of the Poison Mind. Great tunes. I think George knows something. Anyway. But there's a clip in Terminator 2 where they're talking about Judgment Day. And they say that on August 29th, there's Judgment Day. And it says August 29th, 1997. 1997 is 2:38, which is Heineken Dutch Grand Prix. I think that takes place on August 29th this month. The one in real time, I think. I think it's that weekend. Or if it's the 31st, I have to check. But then August 29th, which is 261, is also August 31st, which is witness protection. Q witness protection is 261. Frederick Christ Trump, Q, 261. Michael Jackson's birthday was on August 29th, 261. Liam Payne got swapped out last year on August 29th, the day that they publicly announced the manager for England, Thomas Tuchel, and I think his birthday's August 29th. Hang on, I need to check the date on the Liam Payne one. Liam Payne has got a connection to 261. I'm not sure if it happened on 261, but it's the same day of when Thomas Tuchel became England manager. So it was on the same day that happened. So there's a 261 on that. I have to check. I did the video. It's on Twitter. It got 600,000+ views. Duncan Bannatyne chimed in. Hey folks, how you all doing? Anyway, so it's a complex game. All games are all balls are in play. Yeah, everything's at play. The quantum field has been revealed, being exposed. So go and check out my tweets I did tonight about Martin McFly and Fauci and Jaws 19, COVID-19, Fauci 19. If you translate the word Fauci, which is an Italian word, into English, it translates to the word Jaws. Jaws is 53 in numbers, COVID is 53 in numbers, Jaws 19, Fauci 19, COVID 19. And I did a piece on that ages ago, actually. Talking to Thomas Tuchel. So I was going to say this, but I didn't, but I'll say it now. So Thomas Tuchel, he lost the Champions League final back in 2020, I think it would have been, yeah. And was it 2020? No, it was 2020. And he had to wear a boot. I actually got to know someone got in touch that said that they were the nanny of his family that knew him. So they used to take the boot off in the house, actually. Anyway, but he had to wear it publicly. He was told he had to wear it publicly. But he lost to Bayern Munich, and I thought the winning goal would be scored on the 88th minute, but I was half right. And we've got a half moon tonight. If you can see up there, there's a half moon. Hang on, let me turn this around. There's a half moon. There you go. Because the goal scorer scored on 59th minute, 59 is Joker, and his number on his jersey was 29. So 29 plus 59 is 88 Trump. So it's half right. Anyway. But yeah, have a look at the tweets I did, and then I met Wayne Rooney. I met him a couple of times, but the front of the paper said today it had a picture of Wayne Rooney, and it said Tom, big bold letters. So I dug up the old photo when I met him at Loftus Road, most recently a few years ago, which is QPR Stadium. QPR was my granddad's team. Sidney Wood, one of my guardian angels, it's his team. So I've got a lot of affection for them. And Les Ferdinand, who's a friend, football ex-player, really good guy. He was the director of football there, so he'd always get me tickets in the director's area. Anyway, but around the corner next to QPR, Loftus Road, there's a street called Batman Close. And I met Wayne Rooney there, Mr. Wayne. And some of you will know that when Wayne Rooney played, he's an English soccer star, now a manager and pundit on Match of the Day. He'll be tomorrow. He played, and there's a thing between him and Tom Brady right now in the public eye. But he played in Washington, D.C. for D.C. United, and when President Trump was president publicly the first time round, he hired Wayne to teach Barron soccer because Barron's a soccer player and a fan of soccer, so he hired Wayne Rooney to teach him soccer. Interestingly enough, his wife, Colleen, had to wear the boot during the Jamie Vardy trial with Rebecca Vardy. Leicester. Kasper Schmeichel won against all odds in 2016, the Premier League with Leicester City. I've met his dad, Peter, know him. Not that well, but I know him. He knows who I am. We've done events together, got pictures with him. And that was the same time I met him again in New York on the day at an event, soccer event, which I invited President Trump to, but he couldn't come because he's in Scotland cutting the ribbon on the golf course with Don Jr. The next day I was in my suit, different tie, different pocket square, but my suit. I had purple, and then I met Peter Schmeichel, and I met Ivanka the next day. And then in the film F1, there's the director, the principal of the F1 team, Apex GP, is called Kasper. I think it's Zielinski, not Zielinski. It's Kasper something. I think he's Polish in the film. Anyway, just want to turn around, folks. Want to turn around, it goes around. And then when I did the tweet, I mentioned X as well in the tweet this evening with Fauci and Marty McFly, Back to the Future, and you'll see it as an X on there, referring to the X I put up yesterday with F1. And then I drove out from the movies, and then it's a busy night. There's people walking across the street, enjoying themselves, doing whatever. And then there's a sign up on the road. It's got a 589. So I did a video of that. Anyway, the numbers are alive, folks. They're alive with the sound of the numbers. So anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. If you want to get yourself some Shungite, like an old favourite, you can. Links are below. Excuse me, links are below. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. Where it's 208. 28 is a very special number. Take care. Bye.